Okay, let's unpack this AI thing. I mean, it's not some distant future anymore, is it?
Not at all. It's here.
And it's moving so fast, especially in education, K-12 education. How are teachers supposed to, keep up?
Well, that's the big question.
How do they actually use something like ChatGPT to, well, make learning better?
That's exactly what we're digging into today. We've got the materials from this Coursera specialization. It's called Generative AI and ChatGPT for K-12 educators.
Right, so we're kind of getting a look behind the curtain.
Yeah, think of it like that, seeing what this course actually offers teachers.
So our mission here is basically to figure out what this specialization gives educators who are looking at generative AI, ChatGPT, maybe Claude, and thinking about bringing it into their classrooms. How can it, boost engagement, spark creativity, help with problem solving?
And the key thing right from the start.
Yeah.
You don't need to be some kind of tech genius to get started. That's what they emphasize. No prior AI experience needed.
That's huge, because it can feel pretty intimidating.
It really can. So the focus is specifically K-12 educators, not just general AI stuff.
Tailored to them.
Exactly. And it's built for beginners. No background needed in ChatGPT, prompt engineering, any of that.
Makes it accessible.
Totally. Though they do recommend having access to a tool like ChatGPT or Claude just to practice, which makes sense.
Yeah, you need the tool to learn the tool.
Okay.
Okay, so accessibility is clear. What about the philosophy behind it, the big picture?
The core idea they push is about the exciting possibilities. That's the phrase they use.
Okay.
How generative AI can help create, more innovative teaching, more personalized learning for students.
Even if teachers are a bit hesitant at first.
Yeah, they acknowledge that potential hesitation. But the focus is definitely on the upside. And crucially, it's not about replacing critical thinking.
Right, that's important.
It's about amplifying it, boosting creativity, not outsourcing the thinking.
So the AI is a partner, a tool, not a crutch.
Precisely. And if you think about it, the students in classrooms today, they're going to grow up with this stuff.
It'll just be part of their world, work, learning.
Exactly. So this is about equipping teachers to prepare them for that world, fostering that new mindset.
Okay, makes sense. So let's get practical. Down to the nuts and bolts. What skills are teachers actually walking away with? What can they do?
They promise a really hands-on toolkit, like learning how to create lesson plans and activities that are, enhanced by AI.
Yeah.
And teaching students how to think critically with the AI, not just accepting its output.
Oh, that's a key skill.
Definitely. It includes generating lesson plans that tap into what kids are actually interested in. They give this great example.
Which one?
Using Pokemon to teach fractions.
Oh, okay, I can see how that would work. Way better than just abstract numbers for some kids.
Right. Makes it relevant.
What?
What else? They talk about creating interactive games, printable materials.
Games? Like what?
They mentioned a math game inspired by the World Cup. So again, tying into current interests. And designing AI-powered activities like building fictional characters or making those funny fill-in-the-blank stories.
Mad Lib style, but with AI.
Sort of, yeah. Gets them playing with language and creativity.
Sounds way more active than just listening to a lecture.
Totally. And it pushes innovation, too. There's this challenge they mention. Building a bridge using only a paperclip and a bottle.
Seriously? How?
Well, using AI to brainstorm ideas, test concepts, refine the design, it's about the process.
Using AI as a brainstorming partner. I like that.
And finally, generating personalized quizzes. Like instantly.
On demand.
Yeah, tailored to specific topics or student interests. The example was geometry problems based on BMX racing.
Again, making it stick by connecting it to something they like.
Exactly. And the big takeaway here is adaptability. These techniques aren't just for one subject or grade.
So history teacher, science teacher, elementary, they can all find ways to use this.
That's the idea, yeah. It's designed to be flexible across the board.
Okay, so that's what they learn. How is it all structured? How do they actually go through this material?
It's a specialization made up of 3 courses. Course 1 is Innovative Teaching with ChatGPT. That one's really focused on brainstorming lesson plans that connect with student interests.
The practical starting point.
Exactly. And personalizing materials, examples, games, assessments, making them fit individual learners better.
Makes sense. Get your feet wet with the core teaching tasks. What's Course 2?
Course 2 is broader. Generative AI for kids, parents, and teachers.
Okay, wider lens.
Yeah, and what's neat here is the instructor, Dr. Jules White, shares his own experience teaching his son to use AI.
Oh, interesting. Like personal anecdotes.
Yeah, making it really concrete. He talks about activities like turning photos into fact-checkable world records using AI,
Ah,
or collaborative brainstorming for building things with whatever's lying around, even inventing new games from everyday objects.
that personal touch probably makes a big difference. Less theoretical.
I think so. And Dr. White brings in his prompt engineering background here, too. He really frames it as helping kids and the teachers guiding them succeed in this AI-driven future. It's about that mindset shift again.
Got it. So course 1, practical teaching tasks. Course 2, broader impact, personal experience, mindset. What about the third one?
The third course gets a bit more into the weeds. Prompt engineering for ChatGPT.
Okay, the technical side.
Well, more the skill side. It's about how to talk to these AI models effectively, how to write prompts that get you what you actually need.
The art and science of prompting.
Pretty much. And developing more complex prompt-based applications specifically for education.
So it builds nicely. Start broad, understand the context, then learn to refine your interaction with the tool.
Exactly, a logical progression.
And who's teaching this? You mentioned Dr. Jules White.
Yeah, Dr. Jules White. He's listed as a top instructor at Vanderbilt University.
Okay, Vanderbilt. That's a reputable name.
Definitely. And the materials emphasize his experience working with learners, not just his AI expertise, so he understands teaching.
Good combo. Academic credibility from Vanderbilt, teaching experience for the instructor. What's the actual learning like? Is it just watching videos?
No, it seems very hands-on. They talk about applied learning projects. Teachers actually design interactive projects they could use in class.
Like what kinds of projects?
Things like taking real photos and having AI turn them into learning challenges.
Hmm.
Or brainstorming solutions using, whatever materials are available. Creating educational games.
So you're doing things, not just consuming content.
Right. Active engagement, applying the concepts directly.
That's usually how things stick.
Yeah.
What about the logistics? Time commitment, flexibility.
It's designed to be flexible, self-paced, which is, pretty essential for teachers.
Absolutely. Their schedules are packed.
And when you finish the whole specialization, you get a shareable certificate, something for the LinkedIn profile, professional development.
Nice little credential.
Yeah. And they mentioned the usual Coursera benefits: flexibility, applying skills right away, getting specialized knowledge, continuous learning.
All the standard online learning perks. Any prerequisites? Do you need to know anything going in?
Nope, no prerequisites mentioned. Reinforces that beginner-friendly approach.
Anyone can jump in.
Seems like it.
Yeah.
And interestingly, you can apparently take the courses in any order you want.
Really? That's flexible. Though probably makes sense to do them in order.
Probably, yeah. For the best flow. But the option's there.
What about, like, university credit? Does this count towards a degree or anything?
No, the specialization itself doesn't offer university credit,
Okay.
but they do note that some universities might accept the certificate for, say, professional development credits. You'd have to check with the specific institution.
Gotcha. Worth asking about.
And they also have options to audit the courses for free.
Oh, just to see the material.
Yeah, if you're just curious. Or you can apply for financial aid if the cost is an issue.
Good options for accessibility. Okay, so let's try and wrap this up. What's the main takeaway from our dive into this Coursera specialization?
I think the core message is that it offers K-12 educators a really practical, accessible way in, regardless of where they're starting from with tech.
Right.
It gives them concrete skills to thoughtfully bring generative AI into their teaching.
And the focus is really on the students.
Yeah, squarely on enhancing student engagement, boosting their creativity, sharpening critical thinking across any subject, any grade.
It sounds like a pretty solid foundation for teachers navigating this new AI landscape.
I think so. It really highlights the potential, the exciting side of AI in education, while always stressing that the teacher's role is crucial, guiding students to use these tools wisely, critically.
The human element remains key.
Absolutely essential.
So, something for you listening to think about. How could learning these kinds of skills change your classroom? But maybe bigger than that. How might it shape the way your students learn and eventually work?
Yeah, and maybe even how you start to see AI not just as this complex tech thing, but maybe as a partner for your own creativity, your own problem solving. Food for thought.